fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey, welcome in everybody. Today we're going to talk about what y'all are probably talking about, which is this art. But I want to kind of focus on something else. That's why I'm coming at you big, bold, and beautiful. You're probably going, hey, look, there's too much stuff and I want it all to stop. I get it. You just want it to stop. I get it. However, there are a lot of good things that came through this month that I want to mention. I do understand that more currencies, things like that, make you want to be like that guy and say, quit it. But I do want to kind of point a light to some of the things that you probably didn't notice because for whatever reason, and I truly don't know, not everything gets put into the notes. So for example, some of the things like this did get put in the notes where they tell us, hey, Mirror Universe Refinery is going to add this nifty little piece that allows you, in my opinion, this is a good addition, to speed up some older loops. Now this may be beneficial to you, it may not. But there are a lot of other things that came in besides just this that I want to cover in today's video. So we're going to go over all the big good things that are being done and are added this month because, well, I think we need a little dose of the goodness. We're going to start off with one of my personal favorites. I've been fighting for this for years. I'm so happy about it. And that's that the Meridian is getting added in to one-star territories. Certain one-star territories, not all of them in the game, but let me scroll out, and what I'm going to do is actually do this thanks to the territory.lol tool, show you where all of them are now. So if you're a leadership member in your alliance or just on the server itself and you're wanting to make things better for your group, especially if you happen to manage a lot of lower levels. In fact, would love to see leaders from alliances on some of the newer servers chime in down below on some of the things that they are looking for, and if this is helpful, more than happy to give you these tools in my Discord or the Facebook. But this is now allowing you in 5 weeks to source a Meridian completely free to play using the territory as a basis. And I think that is a fantastic primo addition. Now it's taken a long time to get it, but regardless of that, I appreciate Star Trek Fleet Command listing and adding that in. This is a huge quality of life benefit to the majority of the game because the majority of the game is still in the 30s and even the 20s, even though there are a lot of players in the 40s. And there are some players in the 50s and a very small amount in the 60s. Most of the game is still below level 40. And as I've been trying to get Scopely to understand, if you want those players to level up quicker, you need to give them things. And this is part of that process. You're gonna have a couple things that I talk about in today's video that are part of the quality of life updates to this month that are going to increase some of those things. Next one I really want to talk about is the one that we already mentioned briefly, but I do want to show it in game, which is the Mirror Universe Refinery, adding in a redeem that allows you to, well, speed up an old loop. Now, it may not affect you as much as it affects others, but it is nice. But I do want to point out one of the things. You've got this big refinery here. Yeah, cool, we see refineries, but this is something that wasn't mentioned. And I think it should have been. I think it's a huge miss that I mentioned that. Like, yeah, we get it. Refinery's good. We see these. We get it. But did y'all happen to notice 2 FTs getting a free-to-play source? Like, yeah, I'm not saying that turning in for my Stella and all that can't be great. And you see that I use my Liquid Trail MD for some things already. But this is huge, in my opinion. I am ecstatic about this, where now you can actually go after 2 FTs. One of them being a station rating PvP FT, and the other being a, well, not as exciting for me, but it's an amalgam one, max cargo, and increases your power effectiveness. Technically, you can kind of say both of these are a, base rating one, but it's kind of secondary. But the point is, you got 2 FTs that now have a free-to-play sourcing for anybody level 40 and above. I think that is a, again, improvement. Are things perfect? Absolutely not. Nor am I trying to advocate that they are. But I do think that you have neat things. This is the one that they talked about in the patch notes, right? That's this one. It's cool. If you want to spin on your acting and everything, now you can. But beyond just that, also in the Mirror Universe Refinery, I want you to pay attention to the store, because now you have these bits added in, allowing free-to-play sourcing to things that previously were pay only. And I do like having everything getting a, sourcing method. Remember, we talk about this all the time. I am a personal believer that everything in this game should come free to play at some point. And this is putting some of those things out there. Now, next up on the list is something unique to this month. It's one of the only things related to like pure spinning I'm going to mention, But one thing that players have talked about is not being able to get the rare officers guaranteed when you do something like purchase a battle pass. And that is changing this month. I want you to pay attention to a currency in the battle pass called the choice currency. And you'll see right here, we've got these redeems wanting that new currency. How exactly does it work? Well, if you purchase the $20 battle pass, you will notice between the top and the bottom, you'll get a bunch of the rare officer choice tokens. You'll actually get 3,800, which is just enough to get one rare officer of your choice. You can pick either Troy or Mirror Ezri Dax, whichever one you want. If you purchase a $20 battle pass or win it in one of the content creators giveaways, you will get the rare officers. So that is kind of not only giving players back what they've been asking for, which is that, you know, if you buy a battle pass, you get a rare officer, but also now letting you pick which one you get, whereas before it's kind of locked off. Now, I do still want to say, I'm very big on saying that you should get, you know, a rare officer free to play. If there's two of them, one should be in the battle pass and the other should be in events. Completely agree. Step in a right-ish direction. Yeah. All right, next up, I want to talk about something that is for G5 and G6 players, and that the experiment is continuing until further notice, where we're going to have the G5, G6 bracket splits, which means that if you have, you know, more than 12-ish top 60s, and I'm just using US servers as an example. Obviously, this isn't all the servers, but if you have that, then you will have a G5 bracket and a G6 bracket for your SLB this month if you want to go after Kira Nerys, the Mirror Kira, the Empress Kira, if that's what you want to go after. So again, I think that is a quality of life change that granted should have been from the very beginning. We talked about that in State of the Game, but at the same time, I want to say thank you when it's happening now, and hopefully that persists. And it's going to probably lead to players like myself going into G5 who were waiting, because now we don't feel the need to wait as we were before. But more good things to bring up. It's not just that. There's actually more than just leaderboards. Next up on the list is going to be the voucher limits being raised. That's another one for 40 plus. So go back to your refinery real quick. I guess I could have covered all the Mirror Universe at once, but you'll notice the vouchers and the common keys have been raised. This is a point that I brought up to the game designer who invented the Mirror Universe the week that it came out. They agreed, and now we have raised limits. It's going to allow you to do more and keep more if you want to explore the Mirror Universe. And I hear some of you already, I hear you now. Don't worry. I hear the comments. I don't want to do the Mirror Universe. Fine. Cool. How about something that's nothing to do with the Mirror Universe? Does that sound good? Cool. How about the best thing in the event store is a new thing, and that if you are a player and do every SMS according to the Arc Runner, and you complete all your SMSs, you will get enough event store currency to unlock this right here, the Fleet Commander slot. Now, many of you might not be familiar with what exactly this is, or understand how exactly it applies to you. So there are 4 Fleet Commander slots in Star Trek Fleet Command as of today. If you click on your command, you'll see all those here, even if they're empty. To get the first slot, you simply get your command center building, which is something you'll do as a lower level player. To get the second slot for free, you have to get your CC building to 40. So once you get that building level to 40, you'll have a second slot. To get the third slot, you have to get your Syndicate XP up to level 40. Seeing a theme? So unlock 40, 40, and then the last one right here at the very end has been a paid thing since it came out. It's $100 to unlock the final slot. This is what you're going for in the event store. They are giving away the $100 Fleet Commander spot for all those who want to work towards and earn it. So according to the Arc Runner, everybody that sees it should be able to get it with their SMSs. If you want to, get a little bit extra currency with your ALB, SLB, that's great. If you remember, we've gone over the numbers before when it comes to like the history of event stores. We've talked about like the amount of loot that you can expect, the amount of compensation that we've seen in history's past. I'll actually show you the numbers right here. Never before have free-to-play made less than $200,000. And we've talked about the past 2 event stores being the lowest paying ones ever. But even then, you still got plenty to get the Fleet Commander unlocked, which is $180,000. So get a little spoiler to my video that I will have coming out about what you should get in the event store. Well, one big thing is going to be the Fleet Commander unlock. I think it's critically important for free-to-play and others out there. You want to go after things like that in the game. And according to the Scopely Overlords, you should be able to get it, or will be able to get it rather, by doing the events. You get ALBs and SLBs, of course, that will help out. We'll see how that plays out. There are also other things getting thrown in there, like you see the ion particle. This is worthless, but it's still there. You've seen several changes, and these might not be the only changes you see. But I really wanted to highlight all the things that had kind of gotten added this month that had nothing to do with the mirror universe or had nothing to do with new features and new content, but simply were good things being done to make things better. Another thing that you should have noticed, because we talked about in the live stream, was the fact that the recruit chests have now had all the strike team officers added into the ultra recruit chest. There's strike team Lan, Gold Dukat, Wei Yun. Come on down here to the rares and you'll find Damar, Garrick, Pon, strike team Una, strike team Ortegas, Ikatika. Still like calling him Ikatika all these years later. So more things now being sourced and available, and we can of course argue, hey, it should have been sourced before. I'm always going to be with you as the player on that. I do believe that everything should have a predictable path for the future. But all that aside, I'm still going to celebrate when things happen. And today, in this morning, is a day that we're going to celebrate things being made available to you. We have multiple forbidden technologies this month being made free to play, multiple officers being made free to play, multiple things being made free to play that are pay only in months past. And I think that's good. So regardless of how you feel about new waves, mirror universes of the mechanic, or even the new building, which is based off a scene from Star Trek Picard that maybe y'all haven't watched, but to me just looks so much like Blade Runner, I can't help but call it Blade Runner. And even though it has good bonuses, maybe not everybody likes that. Hopefully everybody can like officer sourcing, fintech sourcing, Meridian sourcing, or any of the things that I listed in this video that all got pushed this month that maybe you didn't hear about that I think are pretty nifty. Let me know if you think they're pretty nifty as well. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Star Trek Fleet Command video. And yeah, let me know what you think, what your favorite thing is that is getting a free-to-play sourcing or an adjustment this month that you think benefits the game and the players. And also feel free to continue to help put what you want because, well, even if it takes time, it's a great example of things that take time that happen. I've been pushing for years to get the Meridian as a tier 1 service. It's finally happened. Sometimes it just matters who you talk to. So shout out to the players. Y'all are amazing, and we'll catch you on the next video and the live stream that I'll be having later today. If you're watching this video the day it came out.
An even better outro than the intro for the Empire and glory to your house.